Refining Lead for Bullet Making. William Hovey Smith, 2024.
This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And today we're going to continue something that we started 7 years ago. And this was with a video, Refining Lead for Bullet Making. And today we're going to use some of the same equipment that we used then, but with some new techniques and perhaps a few changes in method. But what do you need if you're going to melt lead and make bullets? Well, you need something obviously to melt the lead in. And we have a Lee pot here, which is of course off at the moment. And this will be used as the final stage to melt waste lead and cast it into ingots like this. And we'll be using this convenient muffin tin here for our molds. We have matches here, not for the Lee, but for a gas cooker that we're going to be using for melting a pot of lead, and the initial gross refining that you'll also see. We have some old equipment. This is an ideal Lee dipper, made in such an age that boxes were meant to last and be used more than once, complete with very nice logos and reinforced metal corners, would you believe? Yeah, they used to do this kind of stuff. Now for lead, we have in our pot here that we're going to melt in our cooker salvaged jacketed bullets, as well as regular ones that I shot in my backstop and have recovered. And you'll see how we actually use these. And this is wheel weight metal, salvaged from the side of the road over the years. This is a hard lead alloy. Well, I have enough alloy in my lead already, and probably in what I'm going to melt, because mostly what I shoot are relatively low velocity bullets out of muzzleloaders. These include some unique ones like the Brunswick rifle. I have to cast my lead balls for that. They're not available as items of commerce because they have a belt around them. What? And we have several videos about the Brunswick rifle. As well as I reload from time to time 9mm, 10mm, 45 long Colt, 45 ACP, 45-70 in a couple of bullet weights. So for all of these, I cast my own bullets, but want them of various compositions, as well as soft lead bullets for my 32, 44, 45, 54, and 75 caliber muzzleloaders. All different sizes, all like different hardnesses of lead in their bullets, particularly when I kill game with them, which I usually do. So, we're going to get started and take a closer look at the equipment. This is a cooking unit and propane tank, usually used for frying food. We Southerners are accused of frying everything, and there's a bit of truth in that. And melting our initial pot of lead. Now, like everything else I own, it is getting old. This feed line is cracked. We're going to repair it with several wraps of electrical tape. It does leak, I know that for a fact. And we're also going to put some around the other end where it shows signs of cracking but is not yet leaking. So that will help prevent gas loss there before we fire this up and start actually melting our waste lead bullets over there. Because these bullets contain little wood fragments and sand fragments and clay minerals and everything else, most of which will float on top. In this super bright sunlight you cannot see the flame, but you can see smoke rising from the pot, and that's the organic material and what water vapor is in there being boiled away. One thing to be extremely cautious about is this is the only stage where you throw in raw salvage recovered bullets. The reason being that any water vapor, if it's dropped in liquid lead, will cause the pot to explode, which is of course undesirable. I skimmed off the copper dross material. Now adding some beeswax. Flux. Now we have our muffins made. Most of the bullet jacket material lost its lead content, which is good. Some spilled out like this, which will actually go back in the pot for a try again. And the little muffins that I made scratch easily with the fingernail. So that ranks as soft lead. So yeah, that I can easily cast my muzzle-loading bullets with without any problem at all. If I want to cast harder, I can use some of my harder alloy, but this was what I was looking for.
Support this channel by buying my outdoor books, business books, novels, and recommending them to your local libraries. I have a series of e-books, which are unusual in that they are interactive and linked to YouTube videos. So you can read along and then go to the videos and see exactly what I'm talking about.
I have the Lee furnace here, turning it up to melt position on high, and we're going to add some small pieces before we try to drop this one in. Here are the little starter pieces. I'm already seeing melting in the bottom of the pot, so yeah, things are getting going in a hurry here. We've now got it down and all melted, and so we can shortly flux and cast. Okay, we've added our beeswax. Gathering our dross. Okay. Now, can we pour? Nothing's coming out. So that means that the vent is blocked. We had a problem requiring a user modification of our equipment. The little vent hole, which is right here, is plugged. And usually my expedient solution is to take this sheetrock nail and run it up into the hole to clear it. And I attempted that twice with no success. I would get a slow drip, drip, drip of lead. So consequently what I've done is I've unplugged the heater altogether. Now if you turn it off, it continues to get electricity, and you don't want that for what we're going to do next. There are two alternatives available. Since you cannot dip from this top, you may pour from it by picking up the whole instrument, turning it on its side, and pouring it into the cups. You can do that. Or I do have a very fine drill, and I'm going to attempt to drill out the vent hole again. Before I've done that, I've unplugged the machine. I've allowed it to cool down where I can handle it. And we'll take this drill and attempt to drill out the hole. Now this drill is too small to chuck up, So as you see, I put some buttresses on it so it will stay in the drill. And it's going to be very delicate because if you drill too far, you might damage the end of the plunger, which you don't want to do. So we'll see if that solution will work. If not, well, we'll pick it up and pour it. Before I can access actually the pot, I need to remove the base, and that's secured by a series of screws. This brass piece here is what I'm going to be drilling out, and it's not at a right angle like this. It's actually slanted in this direction. So I'm going to have to be very careful to keep that angle as I drill. So it'll be as much feel as fit to get this hole right. I'm going to be hand holding and feeling as we go, so very slowly and carefully. Well, we did get a twist of lead out of the hole, so that's a good sign. Uh-oh. All right, broke it off, but we did get it out. The worst outcome has been achieved in that the bit broke in two, once here and once before the tip. So the tip of the bit is still in the pot and blocking the exit hole. So we will melt the lead and we will pour it into the mold. I'm actually getting a drip out of the spout, which is good. So let's see what we can do here. No, lifting the plug doesn't do any good, so it's still blocked somehow. Okay. So we are going to have to lift and pour to empty it.
I'll do another video on repairing the pot. Hunt what you eat and eat what you hunt. Goodbye and God bless.